Cześć, dzień dobry.
Cześć, dzień dobry.
Witajcie w kolejnym dniu zwiedzania Hawany. Dzisiaj chcieliśmy zabrać Was do trochę może mniej znanych miejsc, takich, do których pewnie nie docierają wszyscy. Na pierwszy rzut idziemy zwiedzać Callejon de Hamel, ale myślę, że najlepiej oprowadzi nas osoba, która w zasadzie tutaj pracuje, a w zasadzie pracuje to jest złe słowo.
To jest dokładnie ten pan, który stoi nad moim tym ramieniem tu.
Tak, jest to pracownik społeczny, który pomaga tutaj w tej społeczności. Zapraszamy na zwiedzanie.
According with the Yoruba theology, when God sent the divinities into the land, they came wearing white clothes. So here, all the recycled material are inspired in that. Here we have that monument. Elegua is the divinity that controls the door of the destiny. We have here this monument that represents Ogun. Ogun is the divinity of the metal, and his secretization with the Catholic religion is with Saint Peter or Saint Michael Archangel. Predominated not only here in the whole project, many stones. Why predominate here many stones? Because the African, they believe that when the divinities come back into the land, they used to live in the stones. That is the reason that's why predominate many stones here in the project. Okay. So my friend, our project begins 21st April of the year 1990 by the main artist Salvador González Escalona. He decided to create that project because it was one of the most violent neighborhoods here in Havana. Yes. So one day he discovered that using the art was possible to change all that violent mentality. People said to him, "You are crazy, you never will do that." Because he began that when the social thing, the URSS fell down. So you can imagine when people saw one person, instead of buy food, he start to buy some color, you see, to decorate one thing. That is the reason that's why, thanks to this project, the rumba have been recognized as a musical gender. Because before the rumba was only for people of the bad life. Okay. Because here in Cuba, no matter the color, here only matters the economic status. That is the reason that's why here we don't have racism. We have economical, no billions of economical dollars. So my friend, this mural, in this case, is dedicated to the two warrior girls. One is Yemanja, the mother of the sea of the maternity, and the other is Oya, the queen of the cemetery. That two women represent the feminism. Also, the artists here represent a Rasta because for the Rasta, Africa is the motherland where everything begins. We have this cricket. As you can see, it's made in this case with authentic piano part, and these are original cannon bullets from the time of the conqueror. That represents hope for all the children in the world. The man on the top, he represents how the people from Spain came into the island. That is the representation of the white men, you understand, to slave the Indian and after the slave here into the island. Here, that is the representation of the other African tradition named Culto al Palo Monte or Regla del Palo. In that African tradition, the divinities are not syncretized with the Catholic religion. They represent that using all the signs that you see in the back. We have the house of the artist, and as you can see, everything is made with recycled material too. All the things here have been inspired by the artist. The artist died last year. That is the reason that's why we keep this area a little bit dark. This mural, in this case, in general, is dedicated to the other African tradition named Secret Society Abaqua. That is an African tradition similar to the Masonry. These two faces here represent the twins. The twins in the African tradition are like the yin and the yang. You see, the four is like the equilibrium of the world. Therefore, there is one positive and the other negative, but both make the equilibrium in the life. That is the representation in the African tradition. Every Sunday, we bring here different groups with the main target to play music free for everybody. You see? Besides that, we make also activity for the children. According with the money we collect during the week, like this will be the activity we make here. Because here we don't allow the government help us. Because if government help, government control. And if government control, for people getting, must be necessary pay to get in. The tourists will have no problem, but who will be fucked down will be the Cuban because we never had money. You understand? So we follow that old tradition. That's why we said to the visitor, if at the end they want to help us, it's okay. On the wall, that represents Oduduwa. Oduduwa is the divinity that controls the time. This monument is dedicated to the Indian tradition. because Cuba was populated by the Indians before the conqueror brought the slave into the island.
Okay.
Behind you, we have the most beautiful part in this project. You see, the name of this workshop is Exilia Saldañas. Why Exilia Saldañas? Exilia Saldañas was a black writer who wrote many books for the children. So, as she was black, in that time she was not recognized. That is the reason that's why the artist put many expressions from the Little Prince.
So this is where you teach children.
Yeah, exactly. In this area, we used to teach art, dance, percussion, and English language for all the children in the community.
And how many children are in the community?
We don't matter. We only put in the billboard, as my example, a Monday lesson. And then they pass, they read, and they just go. The only activity that is sure 100% is the rumba on Sunday. Because the rumba is what remarks, you understand, that African tradition. And again, thanks to this project, the rumba have been recognized as a musical gender. Because before was only for black people and people who were delinquent. They have recognized that if you learn rumba, you will learn to dance all the rhythm in the Caribbean. Reggaeton, salsa, merengue, bachata, because all have the basement in all that African tradition.
Okay,
I show you
nice.
more. We are trying to finish them for that when come people, no problem, I finish, I close that. When come people from other country to help us with the project, they can sleep for free. That is the main idea. And in this area, we want to repair that completely for make here another part. You understand? And here make more classroom for teach the young people so that they learn about sharpening, you understand, different techniques. See, we have already the bathtub. But why recycle material? Because we teach that you can use the old thing to do new things too. The cross represents this syncretization between the African tradition with the Catholic tradition. What happened? The conqueror, they want to become the Catholic. So the African in high behind and Catholic divinity, they African divinities. That is the reason that's why here in the church you will see many people, but they are no Catholic. They are there like practicant of the Santeria.
Santeria.
This wheel here represents the wheel of the life, because life is not perfect. Life sometimes is like that and sometimes is like this. It's a government high school, that is a junior high school. And this school is in our community, is we who make all the maintenance work. You see, we fix it, we decorate it, we make all that. And mostly of the children who comes into our little workshop, they come from that school. And for finish, I show you the last mural. This mural is the official mural that represents the Callejon de Hamel. It was finished 23 October of the year 1993. And so here is finished the tour.
Z centrum Hawany przydostaliśmy się około 20 km na wschód. Jesteśmy cały czas jeszcze w stolicy Kuby, natomiast w jednej z jej dzielnic, która nazywa się Playa Jimanitas. Wbrew nazwie nie ma tutaj plaży, natomiast jest to. A to bardzo mi ciężko wytłumaczyć, co to jest, natomiast jest to prywatna własność kubańskiego artysty, który nazywa się Fuster i który już w młodości zainspirował się dziełami takich artystów jak Gaudí, jak Miro, jak Picasso i postanowił przenieść te inspiracje właśnie na budynki tutaj, gdzie mieszkał. Tworzy on taką niesamowitą sztukę z potłuczonych kafli, takie mozaiki. I na początku zrobił to tylko dla siebie, po to, żeby po pierwsze pokazać swoją sztukę, a po drugie, żeby żyło się tutaj kolorowiej. A w następstwie, i tu już opowie nam nasz przewodnik, rozrosło się to na całą dzielnicę.
First thing he did was the front wall. Then, while he was doing that, and you must realize that it was 1992. It was the worst year for the Cuban economy. You know, everything had gone for us economically, and so it was a very difficult time. There was a lady from around this street that she went by in months, and then one day she says, "Fuster, you're so lucky to have the money to make that beautiful front wall. I live just around there. You've seen my house. It's, it's terrible. But I've always dreamed. I don't care about the house. I've always dreamed of having a big front wall with an archway. You know, Cubans love that. Hispanic in general. That would say Villa Iris. Her name was Iris.
Yeah.
But I don't have the money. You know, I'm a nurse. I've saved lives here in Cuba. I've worked in Angola, other places, saving people's lives. But I don't have the money to do that. So he says, don't worry, I'll do it. So then he did that. It's just around the street, you'll see Villa Iris. Then there was the second lady that was going when he was doing Villa Iris. And she said, yeah, you're doing that for her because she's a good worker, huh? Me, what am I? Just, you know, I'm a simple housewife. What do I do? Well, raise my kids, that's all. You wouldn't do that for me, would you? I said, yes, I'm gonna do it for you. So that's the second one he did. And then the third one was an old lady that came by. He said, yeah, you did it for them because they're young and beautiful. For an old hag like me, you wouldn't do it. Huh? I said, yes, I'll do it for you. So that's how the dynamic began. And then, well, it's mostly the neighbors coming, and then Fuster does ask them, what do you like, what would you like to have there? And then he does a sketch for them. They would approve it or demand changes or whatever. That guy up there, you see, I don't know if you see the yin and the yang up there on the roof.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's a jiu-jitsu teacher and said he wanted the yin and the yang somewhere.
Okay.
So, no, that house just across the street. It's very interesting because it was a one-story house. The guy asked, can you do my front wall? He did the front wall. Can you, do my facade? He does the facade. Then the family grows. Years later, they do a story, another story. And I said, can you do the facade? Yeah, okay. Can you do the roof? And then that's when he did the roof. But about 6 or 7 years ago, the family continued to expand. They began to build the third story. Pucha said, no, wait, I'll build it for you. So then he did that third one as well.
And is he working on any of the houses right now?
Yes, over there you see that building.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it was. You'll see it better upstairs. That was just a wooden house, a very wooden tile roof house, and then he bought it. He demolished it, and he's building that, which is where his youngest son is going to live. On one of those stages, on one of those stories, and then on another story, there's going to be I don't know how you call it in English, bar de tapa. Well, it's the type of bar where they sell some light food also. So that's the first thing he's going to make to also get more income for the
Sure.
for the project.
Okay.
So that's
Thank you.
my pleasure.
A to już są domy, które należą do sąsiadów Fustera. Te, o których właśnie opowiadał nam przewodnik. Najlepsze w tym wszystkim jest to, że on to robi zupełnie za darmo, używając swoich własnych materiałów, nie pobierając opłaty za to. Inspiracją dla Fustera może być wszystko. Zaczęły pojawiać się teraz mozaiki m.in. z flagami państw bądź z jakimiś ważnymi figurami z tych państw. Tutaj na przykład jest prezydent Wenezueli Hugo Chavez na tle flagi kubańskiej i właśnie wenezuelskiej. Ale oczywiście inspiracją dla artysty też jest historia Kuby. Tutaj łódź Granma, którą Fidel Castro z Che Guevarą przypłynęli, aby wzniecić rewolucję. Tu jest Fidel, tu jest Che, no i reszta załogi. Na takiej łodzi przypłynęło wtedy 80 rewolucjonistów. I znowu mozaiki inspirowane państwami. Mamy Meksyk, Gwatemalę, Salwador, Honduras, Nikaragua, Kostaryka, Panama, Kolumbia. No i jak widać kolejne, nad którymi Fuster będzie pracował, czyli Ekwador, Boliwia, Urugwaj i Paragwaj. Jesteśmy na lotnisku, wracamy do kraju. Tak się kończy nasza kubańska przygoda. Do zobaczenia w następnym kraju.